Okay, so today on my show, I've got a very special guest and a good friend of mine that I've been following for some time, Nick McNamee. Hi, Nick, and how are you doing?
Hey David, yeah, doing fine. Yourself?
Good, good, good. So, yeah, Nick, whereabouts are you at the moment, Nick?
Chorley, Lancashire, UK.
Right, so not far from where I used to live in Brighton on the south coast, and I bet the weather's lovely there today, isn't it? Tell us all about it, Nick.
Do you know what? It's not so bad today. It's quite bright. There's a bit of sunshine, but the usual grey clouds hanging around. But it's nice. It's nice to be out and about, and it's not freezing cold.
Good, good. Okay, and now, Nick, just to tell a little bit about you, you've been thinking about moving to Spain for some time. You've got the plans underway, and you were looking at the non-lucrative visa, I believe, but you changed that after a bit of research, had some problems, found a solution to it, and you've got the Irish passport. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly that, David. Yeah, we're looking at a non-lucrative visa to start with, and just over some confusion with regards to where my grandfather was from. I knew he was Irish, but I wasn't sure as to what part of Ireland. Long story short, after digging around a little bit, I found that the Irish passport was my route to Spain. So I've now got that. It was quite a lengthy process. It took me about 2 years because it was during lockdown and so on. But I've got the passport, so yeah, it gives us the freedom of movement, which is great news.
Brilliant. And whereabouts are you thinking of moving to, Nick?
Well, not so far from you. We're looking at Mahaka. I know I've spoken to you about that previously. That's a big pull for us. We're also looking down on the Costa del Sol, so Benalmádena and Fuengirola around there.
Great. And who's coming, Nick? Is it you, your family? How many people in your family coming?
Myself, my wife, and our youngest daughter, who is currently 13.
Great. And yeah, so Nick, tell us a little bit about. I mean, I've posted about this before anonymously, but you're doing so much. You've got a couple of jobs on the go. You're even out in the evenings delivering pizzas to make up the money. So taking the action that you're doing, that's incredible. People like yourself, you're the ones that really make it here. How was the pizza delivery going? You still doing that?
yeah. It's needs must. If we want to get out there and we want some money behind us, you've got to do what you can and earn the money where you can. So yeah, during the day I'm delivering parcels, doing that 6 days a week, and then I'm driving takeaway delivery, like you said, 3 nights a week, and any extras that I can do just to get some extra money in. I mean, that's not my background. My background was in recruitment, but I kind of fell out of love with that, and you've got to keep the money rolling in, haven't you?
Yeah, that's true. So, Nick, tell us a bit. I know you've been training, you've been studying. What is it you're planning to do when you come here in Spain? Obviously you need to work. So, what are you going to plan on doing? And tell us a little bit about what you've been doing in the UK.
Yeah, so over the past 4 years, maybe just over 4 years, I've been studying my counselling qualifications and hypnotherapy qualifications. So I'm now a qualified counsellor and hypnotherapist, level 4 qualified, and I'm just about to launch. Well, we are launching our therapy company called Thrive Therapists. So what I'm looking to do with that is offer counselling and hypnotherapy for people with phobias, anxiety, suffering from grief, loss, trauma, addiction. They're the areas that I specialise in, areas that I can kind of empathise with and have some experience in some of those areas. So we're going to be looking to do that both online and in person. Obviously, while I'm still in the UK, any expats over in Spain, I'd be looking to offer those services online with them. So that, in a nutshell, is where we're at. It's cognitive behavioural therapy. I'm sure some people will have heard of that, CBT. It's a person-centred approach in terms of helping people with the issues that I mentioned earlier.
So, and you've been doing that for 4 years, you say, Nick?
Been studying towards that, yeah, over a 4-year period, and I qualified as a counsellor around 18 months ago. I received the qualification for that, and then the hypnotherapy part of it, I qualified as a hypnotherapist only around about a month and a half ago. But there's a lot of training and a lot of experience, and a lot of residentials that you need to go on and practice, and so on and so on. So yeah, it's quite a slog and quite tough to get there, but certainly rewarding and certainly well worth it.
Brilliant. That's amazing, Nick. Yeah, and I mean, some people they moan about it, it's difficult to move to Spain and they don't know what to do. But you've actually retrained. You know, this is what I say to people: if you haven't got the skills, you know, that are in need here in Spain, then you need to rethink, find a solution. There's always going to be hurdles here. You need to find a way around it, and you've done that. You know, you've found a solution. You've retrained. You spent the time doing it, and now you're almost ready to move here. So, are you got any plans on time scale when you'll be coming here?
Ideally, it'd be towards the end of next year. There's a few things we need to get over in this country first. Obviously, money is one thing. We want a reasonable amount of money behind us. Hence, I'm working the two jobs and trying to launch the therapy business. So I would suggest towards the end of 25, we want to go out there. We want to rent somewhere initially, probably for about a year. And then long term, we're looking to purchase. We'd be looking to buy, hopefully, towards the middle end of 2026. That's the plan.
Brilliant. And Nick, the therapy and the counselling, that is this something you need to do in a building? Is it online? How does that work?
I mean, obviously, it's either or. Well, I'm in the UK. It's going to be a choice of either online or face to face, and that can be either in our small studio office that we have, or, as I just said, we can do it online. With regards to anybody over in Spain and the expats over there, if they want to speak to me about anything, then obviously that would be online. We're offering free consultations to see if it's right for people. So it's not a case of you have to lay out any money to speak to me and see if it's a route you'd like to go down. We offer a 1 hour free consultation, which is a really relaxed chat about what I do, how I work, and if it's a good fit, then we can take it further from there.
Right, that sounds interesting, Nick. So, Nick, and what's the reason behind all this, Nick? Why are you thinking of moving to Spain? I probably know the answer to this, but let's hear it from your words.
Well, yeah, without sounding too harsh, although it is going to sound a little harsh, it's one reason is cost. The main reasons are cost. The cost of living over in the UK is just astronomical now. I'm not going to go into personal figures and so on, but me and you have discussed this previously. And it seems that the further you push and the further you try and the more money you bring in, the less you're left with. We're earning substantially more than we were pre-pandemic, and we're left with a hell of a lot less than we were. Second reason, and this is in particular order, it's as important, the first one, is the quality of life. I must be working, I don't know, probably knocking 60 hours a week over here, and any spare time we do get, the weather isn't great. There's an awful lot of bad news in the media. The quality time just isn't there. Our daughter, where we live, she doesn't mix with people because they all live in other areas, and that isn't a case of us picking the wrong school. It's just the way things are in this country at the minute. It's really not very social. It's really not very pleasurable. The joy seems to have gone out of the country. And sorry to sound really negative about it, but that's just our personal feeling on how things are rolling in the UK at the minute. And what we see in Spain when we've been over there and we've spent time there is that it's a different culture, it's a different outlook, very positive, and that isn't just from going on holiday there. We're aware that it's not just an extended holiday. We can see there's hurdles, there's going to be things we have to get over, but there's just a very different positive outlook, and then that's what we really need.
So, Nick, if people want to get in touch with you, I'll leave a link in the comment section, and on the replays it'll be in the description box. But you said earlier you give a free consultation if people need any help. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So the idea is that we offer up to an hour's consultation, and obviously we can do that online. And that's just about learning what we do and how we go about it and how we help people with anxiety, phobias, grief, loss, trauma, addiction, as I said earlier. If people are suffering with that, then they can come along, they can book a free consultation, and I can just explain a little bit more about how we work and how we can help them, and how our counselling and how the hypnotherapy has helped other people in the past. You know, I'm speaking from experience there in terms of counselling. I myself have experienced that in the past, and it did me the world of good. I think I've told you before, without going on, I had a chronic fear of flying, and it was literally a crippling fear of flying. You couldn't get me near an airport. So much so we didn't honeymoon, we didn't go on holiday for well over a decade. And I decided I need to take a stand against this, and I went for some counselling, and then hypnotherapy was suggested to me, so I went for hypnotherapy, and I've never looked back. I can't say that I thoroughly enjoy flying and doing cartwheels every time I'm up there, but I've gone from not being able to entertain the thought to holidaying twice a year, and I look forward to it. You know, and I'm a keen, I wouldn't say aviator, but I'm happy to go to the airport, watch the planes taking off, landing. You know, the experience now is a relatively enjoyable one for me. So I'm speaking from experience in that, you know, I know that we can help people with phobias and anxiety, and as I said before, grief, loss, trauma, wherever you may be, whatever dark place, there's always help, and certainly a free consultation. You know, that will help you understand how we can help you, if that makes sense.
Brilliant. That sounds great. Okay, Nick, well, I'll leave a link so people can get in touch with you, and I wish you well, and thanks for being on the show today.
No, thank you very much, David. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the time, and you have a great day.
Cheers. Thanks, Nick.